I ever hand-fed Hulk? What's going on, everybody? Forrest here. Welcome to another time I like to call Q&A time. It is time for another one. Welcome. This is a series where you send in questions and I answer them. Sort of. This is Q&A number 20. If you want to know where to send your questions, send them in to sicklyman09@gmail.com. That way they get to me, because if you send them to another email address, they're probably not going to come to me, and I'm not going to be able to answer them on camera. Let's get to question number 1. Question number 1 comes from Michael. What's going on, Michael? It says, dude, what's up? 3 quick questions for you. Let's get to it. What are your thoughts on live food and frozen food to supplement staple pellets? Have you ever been brave enough to try and hand feed Hulk? Good question. And will LeBron pass MJ's 6 rings? Not fish related, but a great question. So, first question of the first question is, what are your thoughts on supplementing live and frozen foods to pelleted diets? Now, my views on supplementation might be a little bit different, but we supplement to add something to the diet. That's why I would supplement for my fish. Now, supplementing live or frozen foods. Why would we do that? I actually don't see that as supplementation at all. These pellets are created to be a complete diet. I don't supplement in my fish room live, frozen, freeze-dried. Not anymore. I used to do kind of stuff like that. But over time, you learn that pellets are formulated to be a complete diet. So actually, if you're taking 4 or 5 meals out of the week and taking away a pelleted feeding and feeding bloodworms or mysis shrimp or freeze-dried krill, I look at it in terms of you're not actually adding something new to that diet. Whatever you're getting from that frozen or freeze-dried was more than likely already in a nutrient way in those pellets. So adding in those extra things but taking out pelleted feedings, you might actually be taking nutrients away from your fish that they could be using instead of feeding them some gimmick food, because that's honestly what I see most live foods, most frozen foods, most freeze-dried foods. Now, my opinion on those now is it's kind of a gimmick food. It's more or less for the aquarists entertainment. I don't see them getting a whole lot of nutritional value from some frozen bloodworms that are honestly 95% water. There's no nutritional value in that. I think that's really what it comes down to for the most part, is the aquarist wants to see a fish chase a fish and eat a fish. That's what it's really all about. When you feed your fish a live fish, is it really getting something that it wouldn't get from a pelleted feeding? Probably not. So for me, I don't supplement for those reasons. You might have different reasons, but that's my opinion on the matter. I actually don't see it as adding something new to that diet. I see it as you're taking away a pelleted feeding to feed something that could more or less is a gimmick. Thanks for the question, Michael. Awesome question, by the way. Part 2 of Michael's question is, have you ever been brave enough to try to hand feed Hulk? The answer is, I've never really thought of it. I feed pretty small pellets. He eats like 3mm pellets. So holding those in my hands, and he's very much like when he feeds, I'll put a clip in somewhere. When he feeds, he just, and I'm pretty sure he would munch on my finger a couple times. And he's big enough now where it's just not something that intrigues me, getting bit by what is like a 14-inch fish. No. But maybe. Part 3 of your question, will LeBron ever pass MJ's 6 rings? My gut says no. My heart, I'm a big LeBron fan. Everybody out there can handle LeBron. My heart says I want him to get there and, to be that MJ of our era. Whether or not he can actually use that and get that killer instinct that Michael had, I think is yet to really be seen. Now that he's in Cleveland, where it's like, now it's his time, I think we're going to find out. But that's a fantastic question. Thanks for the question. It says I'm a big fan, so I pretty much make my week if you put this in a Q&A. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 comes from Morgan. What's going on, Morgan? Hey, Forrest, I was wondering, do you have any other pets or hobbies? Thanks. I'm thanking you, not myself. Thank you. That's always the clarification when you say thanks. Usually, like, when you put, like, if Morgan were to put, thanks, Morgan, I'd be like, what about me? So, do I have any other pets or hobbies? Hobbies, yes, I do. I love me some golf. I love to play some golf. Pretty average at it. I like to sit in a room with a light that's basically borderline blinding and talk to an inanimate object, but really is like 4,000 people. That's crazy. That's another hobby of mine. I like to toss tires. I'm throw tires in the air. I don't like watching them or anything. I just do it. My hobbies are you guys, these fish, my family, a little bit of golf, and some wonderful Netflix. I love me some Netflix and The Office. But other than that, and editing on my computer these videos that I make, not a whole lot else going on. Last question is from Elijah Lee. Hey Forrest, I have 2 questions for you to answer. 1. Would a full-grown male hoga be able to live in a 75-gallon tank? 2. As a kid, what was the strangest/stupidest thing you did? As a kid, I know me and my bro snuck out of the house at 2 in the morning when it snowed and destroyed all the neighbors' snowmen, and all we killed about 7 to 8 snowmen. Keep up the great... That's all it says. Respect the hobby, respect the hobbyist, and most importantly, respect the fish. I love that. Love it. But I think I'm going to have to notify the authorities on your snowman. I don't know how long ago this was, but I'm going to call them. Where are you from? So first part of your question is, would a full-grown male hoga be able to live in a 75-gallon? And if you don't know the dimensions of a 75-gallon, it's 42 feet long, 1 inch wide, and probably 1 inch tall. No, 75-gallon is 4 foot by 18 inches by about 20 inches tall. The answer is no yes. No yes. Full-grown, seeing Hulk now, if I were to put him in a 75, I'd probably feel a little bit guilty. But up till about 12 inches, which honestly takes a couple of years, I have had Hulk since like August of 2011. It is now 2027, so he's like 30 years old. Math might be a little off on that. You guys can figure it out. Once they kind of continue to get larger and thicker and bigger, it gets to the point where it's like they need a little bit longer of a tank, and they don't necessarily need a wider tank than that. So I moved Hulk from a 75, which is 4 foot long, to a 135, which is 6 foot long. And honestly, I think that is a perfect tank size for a fish that gets in that 13, 14 inch range. Perfect. He absolutely loves it. He fits in it perfectly. Might be a little bit cramped in a 75. Do I want to keep this fish as happy as I can? And that might mean get a 6 foot tank and have him live in there. That's what I got to. I was like, Hulk is too awesome of a fish to kind of keep him somewhat cramped in a tank that he fits in, but kind of doesn't. So let's give him a little bit more space, give him that 6 feet to roam, and it was a great decision. He loves it. I love watching him be happy/angry all the time. And the second part of your question is, what is the strangest/stupidest thing you did as a kid? Now this is fish related. I could go to another story, but we're going to tell you guys this story real quick. We'll just put it this way. I was on a Boy Scout camping trip. I spent a lot of time during that camping trip fishing, and I had the genius idea to take about a 2-pound largemouth bass home with me, alive, in a bucket that held about a gallon of water. And that's about all we're going to say about it. I want to thank everybody who sent in the questions. Please, if you've got a question, send them in to cichlidman09@gmail.com. I want to give a quick shout out to all those people who have entered in the 4,000 subscriber contest. Links in the description below if you're interested in entering to possibly win yourself some Southern Light fish food. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Click subscribe if you're new. Go over to the Facebook page, cichlidman09. Go like the page. And if you're interested in getting yourself a cichlidman09, I have MTS bracelet. Go over to the website. Links in the description below, fortcichlids.squarespace.com. If you want to go get one, use the offer code 4000 if you want to get 50% off your order. And other than that, I've got nothing else to say to you guys other than I will see you on Sunday for another Fisher Life Hack. It's going to be awesome. Peace out, people.